So you talk about the three marks. What are the three marks and how can they help us?
This is a Buddhist concept, the three marks of existence, which frankly we could also call the three facts of life. And they're very simple. One is that suffering occurs. Suffering is part of life, difficulty, challenge. Every human being suffers. It's just a part of the package. That's the first mark. The second mark is that everything changes, everything is impermanent. And some of that is welcome news, bad things shift. That's welcome. Part of impermanence is a hard pill to swallow that relationships change. People leave our lives, in various ways. But that's the second mark that everything changes. And the third is that little in life is personal. The third, if you wanted to study Buddhism, has to do with the self, but it really translates in Western society to how seriously we take ourselves. We think everything's about us, right? Why me? Why is this happening to me? They said something, it was hurtful to me, or, you know, why am I the one? You go on Facebook, you feel like everybody's lives are wonderful. And what's wrong with mine that I have the struggles that I have? But what that third mark says is that it's just the way it rolls. And you're no different from anybody else. There's a lot of randomness out there. So
Yeah.
I think the three marks of existence are a very important concept for building resilience. Again,
Mhm.
realizing that it's not just you, that's powerful. We add on a lot of mental stories about what's wrong with me that I can't cope. A common story that I'm sure your listeners are aware of, like, well, the other moms seem to be doing just fine during the pandemic. They're not getting upset with their kids. What's wrong with me?
Mhm.
And yet, this is the reality for being a mom in the time of the pandemic and otherwise, right? So there's a lot less suffering when you can come back to that knowledge that it's not you. Similarly, around impermanence, that things will shift. Whatever difficulty I'm in, time will pass, and I'll see this in the rear view mirror, and I'll realize, oh gosh, it seemed like such a big deal, but was it really? So
Mhm.
impermanence is kind of our friend in that way. So
Mhm.
I think having that flexibility of mind to realize that suffering is the lot of everyone and that change is part of life and that it just isn't personal to me can
Mm.
really make it much easier for us to bear the challenges that we face.
Catch new episodes of the Mindful Mama podcast and other free resources, including the Mindful Mom Guide at mindfulmamamentor.com. You can listen to every back catalog episode, including interviews with Dr. Dan Siegel, Janla Van Zant, Sharon Salzberg, and get meditations, join our private Facebook group, and more. Go to mindfulmamamentor.com now. I'll see you there.